Hello, family. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well today. Let's talk about it, family. It was chaos and drama inside of the court building when Afeni appeared at her court hearing. Yes, it was Jennifer's daughter versus Afeni. Yes, y'all remember Afeni. She is the one that was a ex-McDonald's worker who went inside of McDonald's and deleted Miss Jennifer over here, who was her manager, only because the manager sent her home for slacking. And so when she got in that courtroom, it was daughter versus Afeni. So y'all know we got to talk about that too. And it's a viral video with about 15 elementary students or kids windmilling on a grown woman who has a disability and is sickly. And I want to talk about the update to this story because the parents and the guardians of these bad kids was shocking. The response coming from the parents and the guardian of these bad kids was unbelievable. Y'all already know what we got to do for the ones in the back, so we can start riding bumpers around here. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyrights Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. Yes, family. Y'all please hit the like button, please, and hit the subscribe button, please, as well. Thank you so much. Help your girl out. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the old subscribers, new subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. It is so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And they have hype. So please, when you hit the like button, look at the hype, and it's going to pop up, and just hit hype and give your girl some more points so this video can spread quickly through the algorithm. Thank you so much. As y'all see, it says hype, a new way your community can help you get discovered. Viewers can now hype your video from the last 7 days. Your video will get points, which may help them land on a new leaderboard, okay? Designed for emerging creators with under 500,000 subscribers. So y'all, make sure y'all hit that hype button for your girl, please. Yeah, well, let's talk about it, family, because we're going to, please, get your bumper cars ready, because we definitely will be riding a lot of bumpers today. Yes. Well, family, Afeni went into her court appearance and last week, and Jennifer Harris' daughter was there. And Jennifer have, I think, about 3 kids or something like that, and she has the oldest one too. But the 17-year-old was also inside of the courtroom this past week when Afeni appeared. Now, she was in the courtroom. Jennifer's daughter was sitting in the courtroom, and she was listening to the witnesses tell how Afeni deleted her mother. They also played some video, family, of how Afeni deleted her mother. So this must have really started causing more pain and emotion for Jennifer's 17-year-old daughter, because when court went into a brief recess, Jennifer's daughter went to a car and she got a sharp object. And she tried to sneak that sharp object inside of the court building. But she got caught. Okay? And it went downhill from there. Now, Jennifer's daughter was determined to reach out and touch Afeni in that courtroom. Oh, she was determined, family. It was downhill from there because, man, when they caught her, she still was trying to get up in there. They had to kind of wrestle with her 17-year-old daughter, to get that object from her. It was just a mess. So I want y'all to see, and they did arrest her daughter, but she's 17 years old. They said that they will be releasing her. She most likely probably went to juvenile, to the juvenile center. Not quite. I don't think that they sent her to an adult jail because of the circumstances. But I think if it wasn't under these circumstances of emotional, and just having so much pain build up in her, they might have would have tried her as an adult. But I'm thinking that because of the circumstances, they most likely sent her to the juvenile center, process some papers, then let her go, But check out the story about what happened, family. Yes. And I just feel like sometimes I think the family should have not let Jennifer's daughter come to that court session, especially knowing that they was going to go into details and videos, because that's pretty heavy, man, for a 17-year-old to listen to about their own parent, So check this out. This was the news thing. And check it out. Okay.
For a judge, she's accused of brutally stabbing and killing her manager, Jennifer Harris, at a McDonald's in East Point back in July. Today, 6 witnesses took the stand. Video of the incident was shown. And as you mentioned, emotions from the victim's family ran high. Chilling video of suspect Afeni Muhammad in custody admitting that his eye...
Now, this is when AKA female Chucky was arrested and her interview. So they played this in court, and she also was, kind of reenacting what she did to Miss Jennifer Harris. So with a child, 17 years old, sitting there, watching it and looking at it, it will cause high, deep emotions that just start boiling inside to where, you can't really hold it no more, and you get mad and you get pissed off and all that. So this is what the 17-year-old was looking at. And not only just this, they said that they went into more details as well with the footage of what happened to their mother and how Afeni did their mother on that terrible day. Okay, so check it out.
Of wanting to murder her manager, Jennifer Harris, the morning of July 10th. On Friday, 6 witnesses took the stand. 2 claiming an interaction took place between Muhammad and Harris that morning when the defendant was sent home from work for allegedly not doing her job.
She seemed very irritated, and she started off by saying, "So you clocked me out without telling me." And she kind of repeated it. She repeated it twice, and after she repeated it, Jennifer said something, and after that, that's when she said, you reap what you sow. I'll be back. You better watch your back.
In this video, you see Muhammad return back to McDonald's, walk past a delivery truck, her face covered by some sort of mask, a knife.
Now, this what got me, family. Y'all see her coming with a mask on and everything. And the delivery driver, I guess he just said, this ain't my business. I don't know why this girl here is walking inside of this building with the back door open, all dressed up and masked down where you can't see their face. You don't see anything wrong with that? Because if I was delivering stuff at the back door and I seen a person like this come in, that would have caused alarm. He looked at her. He just stared at her for a minute as she just was walking towards him. Then she passes him, and he act like this is normal for a person to walk in the back door like this. This wasn't Halloween. This wasn't no trick-or-treat day for, like maybe the employees are dressing up in, a mask for Halloween and stuff like that. No, this was a regular day. You see somebody coming towards you with that on? I would have dropped them boxes and posted up because you don't know what this person is getting ready to do. But she passed him, and he just kept on stacking his boxes on his dolly, and he didn't say anything. I think that was weird. He act like this was normal, But anyway, listen to the story.
Under her arm, she walks
Check
through
it
the
out.
back
I'm
entrance,
gonna do it
Harris,
again.
and stabs her. Interaction took place between Muhammad and Harris that morning when the defendant was sent home from work for allegedly not doing her job.
She seemed very irritated, and she started off by saying, "So you clocked me out without telling me." And she kind of repeated it. She repeated it twice, and after she repeated it, Jennifer said something, and after that, that's when she said, "You reap what you sow. I'll be back. You better watch your back."
In this video, you see Muhammad return back to McDonald's, walk past a delivery truck, her face covered by some sort of mask, a knife under her arm. She walks through the back entrance, approaches Harris, and stabs her 23 times. A customer in the drive-thru saw it happen and pulled out his gun to intervene.
Saying something like, stop, hold on, stop. I produced my firearm off my hip, pointed it at her. I did take a shot at her. She froze up a little bit, which stopped the attack. And then I guess she maybe something clicked, told her to run or something like that.
Body camera video shows Muhammad on the ground in the parking lot, her clothing covered in blood. One witness describes her last moments with Harris after the stabbing.
When I got up there, the only thing I could see and notice was Jen laying on the floor in a big pool of blood asking for help. Her last words to me was, "Dad, please don't let me die."
As far as what's next, the case has been bound over to circuit court. Muhammad due back in court December 2nd. As far as the daughter that was arrested this morning, police say she's still in custody but will be released.
Wow. They said that the daughter is released. The family was barred from the courtroom for that day. For that day, they would not allow the family to come back inside of the courtroom because of what the daughter was trying to bring in. Sharp object. So the family was not allowed to come back in. That's pretty messed up. That's pretty messed up. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the daughter's pain. But I just feel like it should have been, in my opinion, I feel 17 years old is too young to go inside of a courtroom and hear those type of details about their parent or their immediate family member. Deletion, I feel adults in that family or adult family members should have let her, that 17-year-old, skip this court hearing and, made her leave out of the courtroom before they started showing this type of video. That's what I feel. That's my opinion, you know. But I do understand that daughter's pain. She's 17 years old. She's still considered a child. You know, now she might have a criminal record. Don't know. You know, hopefully because of her age, her record will be sealed and that won't show up in the future, you know. But the point is, she's still a teenager that's in pain. And we want her, the 17-year-old, to be successful in the future like her mother. Because her mother was a manager. You know, that's successful. She was doing something. She was providing for her household. She was providing for her kids, you know, and she was a manager. And she could have became like a district manager. Then she could have became a regional manager, you know, so she was successful. And we just hope that this doesn't hurt her daughter's record, that it hinders her daughter's future success. Because we don't want this 17-year-old life to be destroyed because of this demonic female Chucky. And hopefully this family is getting counseling for Jennifer's kids, because it shows that they are still in some deep, heavy pain. So hopefully they get that counseling. Because my opinion, if they was inside of counseling right now, that counselor would have advised her and her guardian that she didn't need to attend this particular court session. She can go in the courtroom and things like that, but when they get ready to like play video or they talking about graphic details, those are the court sessions that the 17-year-old needs to miss, and just let the family come back and sit down and talk with her about what went on in the court that day. But the next court session is December the 2nd, 2025. That's when Afeni will go back into court. I hope this woman gets life, because this is not her first time poking someone. She almost deleted her ex-boyfriend like 4-5 years prior. And then this happens. You know. But can I say something, family? Y'all see how she went up in that courtroom? Y'all already see. She went up in that courtroom. She ain't had that old red Chucky wig on. No, she didn't. The jail and the court snatched that Chucky wig right off of Afeni, and rightfully so. Because see, when she got that wig on, she actually thinks she is a female Chucky. She think it was all over her social media. And remember when she went to court the last time, she told, when the judge called her name, Afeni Muhammad, she said, yes, that's me, and I also go by Rise in Phoenix. Rise in Phoenix is her Chucky look. That's her Chucky personality. And the judge kind of looked at her then. And I think it was that court date that happened a couple of months ago when she said that in court. I think that's when the jail supervisor or either the judge or somebody said, hey, snatch that damn wig up off her head, because she's still thinking she's a female Chucky. Yes. And I'm so glad they snatched that wig off her head. Good riddance. Yes. They had her in there looking like a 1922 cotton worker. Yes. And that's rightfully so. She didn't need all these red wigs and stuff in no jail cell. Yes. I'm so glad they removed that old Chucky looking wig she used to always wear. Good riddance. She would come in that courtroom ever since she got arrested with that old tangled up Chucky wig on. That's her on her social media page. She would always put filters on that's similar to Chucky. So it was a good thing that they snatched that off her head. Because as long as she was wearing that wig, she was actually thinking she was a female Chucky. Oh, backyard Barbie at its finest. And I hope they threw that wig in the nearest dumpster. Don't be trying to put it in the holding department. So, like, you know, when you get arrested and you get out, they return all your belongings to you, and they try to return that tangled up female Chucky wig. No, she ain't getting up out of there. So I hope y'all threw that in the nearest dumpster. Yes. Look at here. Look, just backyard Barbie at its finest. I'm so glad they got rid of that wig. Now, let me talk about this before we get on to these bad children of the corn elementary school students who was jumping on this here sickly lady. Unbelievable. Well, family, y'all remember these two parents here? Y'all remember these two backyard gutter trash parents who deleted their own 6-month-old son? Put him in the woods and stuff like that down in Fulton County, Georgia. Well, the mother was supposed to go back to court on November the 12th, 2025. But she was supposed to have a preliminary hearing on November the 12th. But we was looking and we couldn't find anything where she went to this court hearing. So most likely she asked for an extension, or they probably just pushed the court date back some more because she wasn't there. But y'all do remember, but this is like a written update about her. Okay? So it says Nicolette Pratt, the mother of Nakai Pratt, the 6-month-old child that her and her man deleted. Okay? That's the father of the child as well. Was expected back in court for a preliminary hearing on November the 12th, 2025. Her husband, so it is her husband, Nakai father, Antonio Pierce, was scheduled for his preliminary hearing on November the 10th, 2025. So he was supposed to have one on the 10th. She was supposed to have one on the 12th. But for some reason, it's not showing where they had it. So that's why I'm saying most likely, or they could be talking and trying to make a deal to where, hey, we don't need no preliminary hearing. We just going to go ahead on and plead guilty, and y'all just go ahead on and give us our time. Or did they push it back because their court-appointed lawyer or lawyer, whatever, is trying to still gather up information so that, you know, they can try to get them some bond or request for bond or something like that, you know. But anyway, they didn't have one that I could see. But it says both parents were denied bond on most of the charges they face in connection with their 6-month-old son's deletion. Nicolette Pratt was granted a $5,000 bond for the misdemeanor charge of her obstruction of an officer, but denied bond on other charges, including making false statements and being a party to a crime. Yeah, so she was denied. And it says further information regarding the case or future court dates may be available through Clayton County court system or local news sources. But we looked and we didn't see anything, updates or anything on them. So, but I just want to show y'all this because the last time that Nicolette went to court to try to get bond, the judge denied her bond. But I just want to show y'all how disrespectful people are. Because when she went before the judge, she called herself going to lean against the wall. You know, when people lean against the wall talking to like a judge and something like that, it's considered very disrespectful. You know, when you go before the judge, you're supposed to stand up straight. But when she went, she called herself want to lean on the wall, and it took a shaft to, you know, push her arm and say, get up off that wall and stand up straight and listen to what the judge have to say and take this no bond punishment like a good backyard Barbie. That's what you do. Stand up straight, sister. and stop leaning on the wall. Well, let me show y'all that one right quick. Because she did that. She sat on the wall. Well, she thought she was going to lean on the wall and be disrespectful. And see, that's what I'm saying about, when you look at some people, things come out and you can tell how they are. You can tell how they are. But, right here.
2 charges of making false statements and being party to the commission of a crime. She will be back in court on November 12th. Nakai's father, Antonio Pierce, also went before the judge for several charges, including malice murder, which he received no bond. He will be back in
Check
court
her
on
out.
November 10th.
What? Look at her go up
Just
against the
before
wall.
their
And then the
hearings,
sheriff gonna say,
Clayton County Police revealed new details about their investigation. They said baby Nakai...
So you see how she shook her head? Now she's trying to act like she's very timid. That, she's scared. That's what she's looking like. Well, check it out, family, because you're going to see her shake her head. Oh, okay. Because he's going to tell her to get up off that wall and stand up straight. Oh, disrespectful self. Check it out, family. You're going to see her shake her head. Oh, okay. And she's going to get up off that wall.
Back in court on November 10th.
Here it comes.
Just before their hearings, Clayton County Police revealed new details about their investigation.
Stand up.
They said baby Nakai's body was found in a trash bag in the woods near the Riverdale apartment complex, and that he died of blunt force trauma to the head. We will continue to follow this story, and we will have a live report.
Okay, so I just wanted to show y'all how disrespectful she was in the last court appearance that she had when she was trying to get bond. Well, her and her husband they were supposed to go to court. He was supposed to go on the 10th. She was supposed to go on the 12th. And then nothing happened. So we will stay updated on that. They most likely pushed it further on down the line for their preliminary hearing. But we'll see. But I just had to show y'all how timid and disrespectful she was trying to act up there in that courtroom. Nah, you wasn't acting like that when you deleted your own child and helped your husband delete your own child. I'm waiting to hear the preliminary hearing because I want to know what was exactly on these 2 backyard Barbies and Ken's mind when they deleted their own baby. Their own baby. What was on their mind that they felt they had to delete their own seed? I really do. So, and I know a lot of that will come out in the court preliminary hearing. A lot of that will come out. Oh, well, he forced her, or she didn't know he was going to do it, or yeah, they planned it, or maybe the child was showing signs of some mental things, or was crying all the time, or things like that. I want to hear what these 2 dumpster trash parents was doing at that time. Was they on some type of sugar booger? Was they playing in that street candy? What was going on to make 2 parents do this to their own 6-month-old child who had no defense for himself? And then they said the hard hit to the head. What? But we'll stay on top of this story, family, about these 2 gutter trash parents. And see about their preliminary hearing. Yeah, because we wants to know. Now, let's talk about this right here, family. This mother was jumped. Her son was jumped. Her daughter, it was a 12-year-old boy, pulled her daughter's hair. Her daughter's only 6 months old. They jumped this woman badly. When I say these elementary school students jumped this woman so bad, and see, this woman was already sickly. She had sickle cell. Very weak. She said she lost a lot of weight. She's basically disabled. they do consider sickle cell patients disabled because sometimes they don't have strength, be too weak to pick up a spoon sometimes. And these elementary students, these bullies, these children of the corn, they knew it. They knew this woman was weak. And they took advantage of it. And they jumped this woman. And they jumped her son. Jumped both of them at the same time. While her little 6-year-old stood there and was crying. Just crying her eyes out. And then a 12-year-old come right by her and yank her hair. They was putting this family through pure D hell. Unbelievable. Wow. And the mother was walking her kids home from school. And, she wind up in the hospital when they jumped on her. Because she was already sickly. And all that, throwing her to the ground and kicking and windmilling and all that. Her body was just getting weaker. And her poor son right here. This is his mother up against the gate. He was trying to shield his mother from, he knows the conditions of his mother's health. And he was trying to just wrap his mother up and like he take the punches. But he buried his head into her. But he was holding and hugging her. Y'all see him hugging her right here. While these backyard little kids was wailing. Unbelievable. This have to be the most disturbing video I think I've seen in decades. And you could see the mother and child's love in this video. He was wrapping himself around her. And he would take the hits from the back. But then you see the mother against the fence. And she was just trying to defend her and her son. So they was both defending each other, wrapped around each other, while these little bad children of the corn kids, dirty Cabbage Patch kids, was jumping them. And she wound up in the hospital. And her son did too. Because I don't know if y'all can see that part real good. But right here you'll see this is her son standing over her. And he has the same type of hospital gown on that his mother has on. Okay. So they went to the hospital. Okay. But it looks like she had, the hospital had to care for her a little bit more because of her condition. Now, these bad children didn't care nothing about this mother walking her kids home because, remind you, these kids has been bullying her kids for over 2 years, she say. They've been bullying them, and they've been doing this for over 2 years. She says she has reported it to the school. She has reported it to the principal, to the school administration. She made a police report, all that stuff. And her cries went unheard. Anyway, when they was windmilling on this mother, they snatched her wig off. They dragged her to the ground. They was windmilling on her, putting their foot on her. And they was working her and the son. And I'm trying to figure out, when did we get to a place where kids don't even respect adults? Because I remember a time when we was young, and see, I don't want nobody. Wait, I'm gonna finish that when we was young thing. But let me stop right there and say this right here. Don't come in my comment section talking about these kids or whatever. I'm old school, and I'm finna give them some old school talking to. And it might be a little, it's gonna be some tongue work I'm finna give them. Oh yeah, that old school talking to. Because if you don't, they will do this again. If they don't wind up in jail first. So I cares nothing about talking about these little bad old dirty Cabbage Patch Kids. I cares nothing about talking about them. And they mamas and daddies too. Because we got to include them daddies too. Now the daddy might be missing and ain't in the lives and the mama is raising them or whatever. But not only do we hold one parent accountable, we hold both parents accountable. Whether the parents are in the life or not, they needs to still be held accountable. Because see, it was two people that made these dirty, bad Cabbage Patch Kids. So anyway, I remember a time back in the day when we were in school, and even if a kid was kind of being bullied or, you know, the parent didn't feel safe about the area of the school, the parent will come up there and take their kid to school and pick their kids up from school. But whatever the case may be, when other children seen that kid with their parent, they fall back. It was respect for the parent. You fall back. And most kids used to say back in the day, in my time, be like, yeah, or they better had their mama come pick them up from school, because I was going to get him or her if their mama hadn't came. Yeah, they mama out there. So, yeah, they better be lucky their mama came. They do stuff like that. But that shows that we respected adults. We didn't jump on adults too. What's really going on? Unbelievable. And his mother says she been trying to get help for a long time and nobody will listen to her concerns. Do y'all know how sad and disturbing and embarrassing this is for you and your child to walk home from school and get jumped by 15 elementary school kids? And then knowing that you weak and you really can't do nothing, and they know it too. That's why they were picking with the little boy, talking about his mama and stuff all the time. Wow. The parents of these children need to go to jail or be held accountable or get a big old fine or placed on probation. And CPS needs to step in real quick. Because there's something wrong with these kids' household for these kids to act like this. This was unbelievable. It's given that these elementary school kids is kicking their own parents' asses at the house. You tell them, hey, go in there and bring me a piece of bread. Or you get up and get your own damn bread. That's what it's given. It's given that these kids are running over their parents too. Or either their parents is on that toxic street candy and the kids are left to raise and fend for themselves. It's either or, and neither one of them is good. I cares nothing about these little dirty Cabbage Patch Kids. And their parents either. This was despicable. Listen to what this lady said. She was in the hospital. And they done jumped her. And then you had one looking like Lil Stoney, a.k.a. Queen Latifah, and set it off. Because she did set it off with the first lick. You had a Lil Stoney in the group. And we'll talk about her too. because she tried to get up there on camera, basically forced on camera by her parents, and say how sorry she was. And that apology was straight trash because she was smiling in it. She was made to do it. And the only reason why she was made to do it, and the only reason why the parents made her do it, is because the heat was out here hot. Wow. Check out what the mother said who got jumped on. Boy, it couldn't have been me, family. And I know a lot of y'all saying it couldn't have been me. And I understand this mother right here. We're going to listen to what she said while she was in the hospital right quick. I can't play that attack video because you know how YouTube is. But some people done took the chance and put it up there anyway, okay? So y'all just have to go. Most of us have already seen it. And I had to just, it took everything I had to stomach that. But I had to because we report on it. But my thing is, it couldn't have been me. If every last one of them... See, I understand this mother was talking about, I couldn't put my hands on them because it's the law. It's the law. It's the law. No, the law said, you just can't do that. But if you defending yourself, and that video is circulating like that, or you videotape it and send it to somebody like, hey, look at these kids right quick. Look at these kids. These kids following me and my kids. I will record it, look at them, and they steady talking that mess, talking that stuff. And soon as they swing on me, I'm going to send it to somebody right quick so y'all can see it. Because, see, they might take my phone if I mess around and drop it. And now I don't have my evidence. But if you are defending yourself, I don't give a damn if it is kids. The way these kids was doing that woman, this woman wouldn't have, no judge most likely would have gave her any time. Only thing she would have had to worry about is the parents of the kids. Because a courtroom, once they saw something like that, would not have fought that woman for making them kids eat dirt cookies. Because I would have made every last one of them eat dirt cookies to the bone. I would have made them full off them dirt cookies. Every last one of them. And when I get through making them eat them dirt cookies, I'm ready for their parents. And then my folks is ready for they folks. And we can go on and on and on. But I bet your mine's outnumber yours. Because they coming not just from that city. They coming from other cities and states. But what you ain't gonna do is whoop me and my kid ass up in here. Oh no, everybody eating dirt cookies. Them kids would have ate some dirt cookies. And when the parents came, I'd have made them eat cake cookies. Theirs would have been a little bit bigger. I'd have fixed them a nice cake dirt cookie. They'd have had dirt cake around that joint. The way they did this woman. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. Oh yeah, this right here was worth going in the courtroom and the judge say, hey, why you put your hand on them kids? Self-defense, judge. Did you see these bad Cabbage Patch kids? Did you see these dirty, low down, trifling Cabbage Patch kids jumping on me and my son? They tried. But that one kick, I had to make them eat that dirt cookie. That one swing, I had to make them eat that dirt cookie, Judge. That's self-defense. But I understand she was weak. We don't fault her at all. And they took advantage of the weakness. Another things that bullies do. Y'all hit that like button, please, and hype button, too. Now, check out what she said laying here in the hospital.
Just smacked him very hard. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't move my son at the moment because because I have
Now, she talks slow with a slur, and that's understandable because of her sickness. That's a part of sickle cell as well. Okay? So, just try to understand what she's saying. Check it out, fam.
my daughter standing in front of me. So it was like, if I want my daughter or move any other way, I don't know what these kids trying to do.
And y'all will hear that doo in the background. Doo. That's her in the hospital with the IVs.
So they get out of school. They get out of school at 2:45. Boom. Okay, cool. My kids asked me, could they go to, can we go and get, nachos? Can we go and get nachos and shit? So we went and got nachos. That's what we were going to get, that nachos.
Okay, she said they was on their way after she picked them up from school to just go walk down and get some nachos. Now, let me say this, because I hear a whole... I'm going to get back to that, family. But let me just kick on this right quick. Because, see, I hear a lot of people out here saying that these were middle school kids. No, hell they weren't. There was elementary kids. Elementary kids. Even little Stoney. Yeah. And set it off. Because she did set off a hard blow to this lady. Acting like a grown woman. Okay? So as you see, that school that they went to K-8. It's still called elementary. There ain't no middle school, elementary. Okay? So these was elementary kids that jumped on a doggone woman. Regardless if she was sick or not, they weren't supposed to put hands on an adult. It's called bad parenting, terrible parenting, disgusting parenting. This is what this is called. Because, see, a lot of us parents make our kids respect adults. And when they are raised to respect adults, they are not going to disrespect adults. Because, see, around here on the Gulf Coast in the South, if a adult say, hey, do you want that? And the child say, yes. They'll say, yes, what? That kid will say, oh, yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. See, you teach them how to respect adults. Because if you teach them how to respect adults, they will never disrespect adults in this way. How trifling. So, yes, these are elementary school students. Ain't no middle school. No, they ain't. Right there. They was going to the elementary school called Oldville T. Bright Elementary School. Elementary school. Yeah, that's where they was at. And she said right here, what you gonna hear from her mouth, she said that she's still receiving treatment for the serious, windmill she took Monday as she walked her 2 kids home from Bright Elementary School. All of them was in this school here. She said that she told the school staff for 2 years her son was being bullied. And sometimes they would even follow him home. Okay? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and they following him home. And that's her and the kids, whatever. But they did this. Unbelievable. And there go little Stoney. There go little Stoney family. Yes, that's little Stoney who was jumping on this woman right here. The elementary school Stoney, a.k.a. set it off. So let's listen to this lady. What she said happened to her and her kids.
Everybody just got out of school. Now, I was walking on my way to go get my kids to go pick them up from school. So, but man, y'all though, let's rewind it back. Rewind it back to this morning when I went up to the school and told the school about the police report that I already had about everything. Let's rewind that back to the morning. The morning of the school when they start school. Let's rewind that back all the way back. Okay? This morning I was at the school. Okay? I stayed at that school for about 10:30 talking to, because every time I come, all of a sudden principals and people are in meetings. Y'all can't be in meetings every time I come. Every time I get there, y'all in some type of meeting. Okay, so I'm like, I'm not leaving until I talk to somebody. This is serious. This is serious this time. This is very serious this time. Because
So remind you what she just said. She went up to that school that morning. See, this happened after school. She was trying to put a stop to it before it get to the point where her and her kids are in the hospital, which is where they end up after school. But she did go before school and try to meet with these principals and stuff so that the principals can get with the parents. And the parents already knew that these kids had been bullying this lady and her kids for over 2 years. But see, them badass kids' parents didn't care. Because they was out there most likely doing the same thing their kids was doing. See, the rotten apple don't fall far from the rotten tree. No, it don't fall far from the rotten tree. So she was trying to get something done about it that morning. And the principal and them be hiding. She said every time she come up there, they hiding. Oh, the principal in the meeting. Oh, the administration in the meeting. Oh, the assistant principal in the meeting. Oh, the guidance counselors in the meeting. Everybody all of a sudden can't talk to this lady every time she go up there and try to tell them about these bad children of the corn. Wow.
they were out last night trying to bully my son when we came back from the store. Mind y'all, the little boy that bullies my son, he don't get all rowdy and this and that until all his friends is around, okay? Until all his friends is around.
That's how bullies do. They don't get bad until everybody else is around. You catch them by themselves and they hush mouth. They ain't bad until they're around other people. They actually scary them damn self.
Until his little brother, pump him up or whatever. That's the time they get rowdy. Okay? So I'm walking, okay. I'm just gonna start from last night, y'all. It's just been so much shit. And I don't even do shit. I stay to myself and my kids. That's it. That's all. So, last night, I went and took my son to the store.
Now, her phone cut off. And she had to come back.
Broadcast and finished up.
She gonna say, can y'all hear me?
Okay, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
Her phone cut off. That's why it stopped. She was just finna tell us about what happened the night before or something like that.
Because I was protecting my kids.
Yeah, this is her
and I wasn't finna put my hands. I don't hit kids. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid, okay? At the end of the day. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid. As a child, a minor, at the end of the day, I am grown. I'm not finna put my hands on somebody's child.
I understand what she's saying, family. I got to pause. I understand what she's saying, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to hear her later on in this here video say, them was big old kids. Yes. Them were big old kids. Yes, they were. Now, especially little Stony, okay, right there that y'all see in them khaki pants wailing on that lady on the fence. Now, my thing is, I understand what she's saying, but I don't want to put my hand on no kids because I'm the same way, and a lot of us here are the same way. But when those kids started jumping on me and those kicks didn't no longer feel like kid kicks, them hits didn't no longer feel like kid hits, and I started swelling up in the mouth and swelling up in the cheeks and swelling up in the forehead and swelling up in the side. Oh, it's no longer kid. Hell no, y'all giving me the adult treatment and I'm going to have to give it to them. I'm going to have to make them eat them dirt cookies. Yes. Let's let her continue.
This is why I didn't want to go live, because y'all want to get up here so yeah, you mad because you got beat, because you and your son got beat up by the middle schooler. Like, what? No, this ain't even about that. It's all about bullying. And the only reason I'm in the hospital is because I have sickle cell anemia. Can't no little kids put me in no hospital. Check that for your info.
Okay, now I know that she's in the hospital and she's getting a little treatment, and I know that it's hard to admit that some elementary school students put you in the hospital. Because, ma'am, that's exactly what they did. We see that your lip look big, too. And they was talking about that on social media. It looks like some people who was on the bad little kid side was saying, yeah, you know, that's why your lips swole. That's why my niece did this. And that's why my nephew did this. What? No wonder they like they are. But anyway, let me get back to her. We understand that the pride didn't want you to say that the kids put you in the hospital. But ma'am, that's exactly what happened. And, you know, I know it sucks that, you know, kids did you like that. But you wouldn't have been in there, even though it wasn't where they had used an object or anything like that on you. But because they did what they did to you, that caused you to be inside of the hospital because of your already illness. Because if y'all was able to walk home without them doing what they did, you would not have been in there. So we just need our community and our people to be honest with ourselves. That's the only way we can make a difference and change the behavior that's going on in our community. Okay? You know, just had to tell you that. Not getting on you or nothing, but I just want to know sometimes we do have to put our pride away. Now, what she could have said, because she said, I ain't in the hospital because of them kids. I'm in the hospital because I'm sick. Yes, but if those kids hadn't never did what they did, it probably wouldn't have ran your blood pressure up. It probably wouldn't have ran your heart elevated up, you know, and then you was more sore than normal and you had to go see about yourself. And that was because of these kids. So what should have been said is, yes, I'm in the hospital, but a lot of it is because they jumped on someone who is already sickly, which they did a little bit more damage that caused me to have to come in here and get checked. That's all. That's all. You know, we all understand.
Yes, I wasn't worried about to 8th grade. What is an 8th grader doing trying to swing on my son? What type of shit is that?
And she's right. And that's another thing I wanted to ask. Because a lot of us, when we heard that it was some 8th graders, we was thinking these were middle school students. No. That's not how Chicago's school system works. Their elementary school goes from K to 8. They need to separate that. So while Brandon Johnson is over there spending $300 million every 6 months on other folks, he should have been putting it into his neighborhoods and divide these schools. That's the reason why schools are supposed to be divided. You go like K through 6 is elementary. And then 7 and 8 is middle school. And then 9 through 12 is high school. It's done that way in a lot of states because of this very reason. It keeps the bigger kids away from the little kids. Because the little kids gonna wind up messing with, the big kids gonna wind up messing with the little kids. So you're supposed to have a division there. And that's why most people were saying, 8th grade, middle schoolers. No, that school is still got elementary going across the top of it. So no matter if these kids are in the 8th grade, they was in an elementary school. That needs to be corrected quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't give a damn if they say, this half of the school is K through 6, and then this half of the school is 7 through 8. No. They still on the same damn school grounds, which shouldn't be. You mean to tell me that Chicago is in about $1.8 billion debt, and they can't even divide their school system? They should have went in debt for dividing the school system. Wow. Because I know down here on the Gulf Coast, the schools are split exactly the way I just said. And in New York City, where I went to school at as well, they are divided like that. Why is Chicago got K through 8 all in one school? Because they damn broke, basically. And the mayor don't give a damn. Wow.
Don't cry.
And you hear her son say, don't cry. Because she's crying.
Meetings every time I come, protecting my kids. And I wasn't finna put my hands. I don't hit kids. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid, okay? At the end of the day. I'm not finna hit nobody's kid. As a child, a minor, at the end of the day, I am grown. I'm not finna put my hands on somebody's child. This is why I didn't want to go live, because y'all want to get up here so yeah, you mad because you got beat, because you and your son got beat up by the middle schooler. Like, what? No, this ain't even about that. It's all about bullying. And the only reason I'm in the hospital is because I have sickle cell anemia. Can't no little kids put me in no hospital. Check that for your info. My kids, I wasn't worried about nothing else. But my son and my daughter were my kids. It's about 20 kids. Damn near 5th grade, all the way up up into 8th grade. What is an 8th grader doing trying to swing on my son? What type of shit is that?
Look, Cry.
I remember these comments. We can... Who was judging her? We trying to figure out why she the only one who could defend her kids and his grandma's aunties because they federal. You're right, Bam. I am the only one defending my kids because I was there at the time. I was there. I go pick up my kids. I go and pick up my kids from school. I do all of that myself. I don't need no help. I don't need none of that, okay? You lay up. If you lay up and have sex and you know what you getting yourself into when you have kids, you have to take care of those kids. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking care of mine. Come in, whoever. It's not about them.
Yes, it is about them, ma'am. You said, if you lay up and you have them, you have to take care of them on your own or whatever. Okay, yeah, you can be the one who steps up and take care of your own children. Okay? But it's still the responsibility of both parents. No matter if the man is not in that home or not, he is still responsible for his children and making sure that his children are taken care of and they don't turn out to be bullies, okay? So it's still the responsibility of both parents, whether the man is in the home or not. And that's another thing, because we're trying to build our communities, okay? And we're trying to build them with both parents. Rather, both parents are not in the household together. They still are co-parenting in an equal way. And that's how we build. And we need to get on everybody who keeps saying single parent. Oh, we knew that had to be in a single parent household. See, this is what we talking about. Why single parent, these single females, this is what they be raising out here. No. Let's not forget about the man. Because it was a man that helped donate milk to the woman for the woman to have that so-called bad kid or good kid, which makes him equally responsible for what goes on with that child, whether he's in the home or out of the home. And the only way he gets a way out of this situation is if he's no longer here. And if he's incarcerated, that's not acceptable as well. He still need to make them phone calls from that jail cell to those kids and try to raise them in that way, in a positive way. Now, let's go on. Hold on, family. There you go.
Little boys. I don't know if they're gay or I want my son. I don't know what it is. But they've been bullying my son for 2 years now. Okay? I done talked to his parents. I done did everything. I done talked to the school. I done did everything. Now, today, last night, that's when you would now. When me and my kids was coming back from the store, it always gotta be like that. We coming back from the store, I'm taking my kids back, took my kids to the store because they said they wanted some chips and cheese. So cool, we finna go walk to the store and get some chips and cheese or whatever. And soon as we come back from the store, y'all, it's about the same kids that was out there in that video. If y'all seen the video, it was the same kids out there last night. in that video. If y'all seen the video that's surfacing around, from me and my kids, those was the same kids from last night, okay? I don't know what their mother do to let them be outside all day long and night. I don't know. I don't know what the parents are doing. They let their kids be outside when it's dark and late. The parent, I know, one time before, that little 13-year-old girl that y'all seen in the video earlier, she smoked weed. And I'm like, what the? Okay, but anyway, yeah, it gotta be something wrong with the mothers and the fathers, because.
And let me say this. This picture here is this woman on the ground. This is Stony. Okay? Right here. And she is wailing on this here woman. Terribly. Okay? Yes. And we'll talk about little Stony in a minute.
How are you letting your 13-year-old smoke? And you cannot say you do not allow it. Because when we moved over there, bro, the little girl asked me, I didn't know she was a little girl. I thought she was, at least 18. I didn't know she was 13, but I thought she was at least 18. And she asked me, could I get her a wood from the corner store? Okay, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking she just don't feel like walking up there or something. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I bring one. And I brought it. So what I was saying, it's a 13-year-old. I'm like, what? And how I found out she was 13 was yesterday. Actually, when I was at the store and I seen her mother in the store. I seen her mother in the store, and her mother asked me, could she get a few dollars, a few dollars. She was trying to get her kids something to eat. Get a few dollars, a few dollars. She was trying to get her kids something to eat. Well, I gave it to her.
Now, she said that one of these little 13-year-olds asked her, when she go to the store, would she bring her back a wood? That's basically the little wraps that you wrap the little toxic grass in, okay? And she said she thought the girl was at least 18, but she was really 13, okay? She said she didn't find that out until she ran into the girl's mother inside of a store. And then the girl's mother was begging too and asked her for $2 so she could feed her kids. How you feeding your kids with a couple of dollars? And it looked like not only was the kids bullying this here lady, it looked like the mothers was too. And she said she had talked to some of these kids' mothers and nothing was ever being done, most likely because the mothers are just like the kids. That's where the kids learned all this trifling backyard Barbie behavior from. Okay? So, let's continue. But I feel like this. If I know a female kid or whoever, I don't care if I thought they was 18 or 12 or 13 or whatever, and asked me to go buy them a wood or a pack or something, I'm going to say no. No. Tell your mama to do it. Tell your folks to do it. So it kind of shows me right there that she was kind of timid in that neighborhood because she knew what kind of parents these kids had. And if she say no, they'll most likely go back to their parent and tell a lie on her like, hey, that lady pushed me. And then they ratchet ass parents will come out trying to whoop on this lady for nothing. That's basically what she thought. You can't be nice to ratchet. So
And
let's
he
finish
will
hearing
want
this.
to put his hands on somebody. He's not. He's not. And he's not a bully. He's not a bully. Like, what's going on? Y'all need psychiatrists in these schools. Y'all need somebody to talk to. Do y'all need somebody to vent to? I swear I will talk to y'all. I will give y'all whatever y'all need. What's wrong? Like, what's the problem? I mean, my son, I spoil my son, but, I would understand why. But why y'all bully him? Because look at y'all and look at him. Y'all, please don't watch the video. Y'all could tell who kids really need that. Y'all can tell who kids really need that, and it's not mine. Well, you kids are not. Once, I know y'all seen the video. Did y'all see the video? When they started hitting on me, okay? They started hitting on me because I'm trying to grab my son. They hitting on me and dragging me down, pulling my wig off because I'm trying to get my son. You think I'm gonna just stand? Frank, close that door. You think I'm gonna just stand here and watch y'all beat on my son? No, it's not happening. It is not happening. It is not happening. It is not happening. Sorry. They thought I was just gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stand right there and let y'all beat on my son. I'm gonna watch y'all. Go ahead. Who? Not me, baby. Not me, because I ain't watching shit. I'm joining. And maybe these kids don't look like no mother kids. How we was looking as kids going to school. Man, I'm thinking these grown ass women is.
See, she said them was some big kids. I'm thinking they grown women and they kids. That's what we saying, ma'am. That once you started seeing them big old kids and they start putting foot and hands and all that stuff on you, and then stuff starts swelling up on you, hey, they hitting like grown folks, so I'm going to have to hit like grown folks too. I'm sorry. I am not promoting violence, but what I am saying, people talk to your kids about all this bullying, because the bullies are dangerous. And you can tell what type of household they come from. And a lot of people say, oh, no, it ain't got nothing to do with the household. We can have a good household. We make good money and all that. You can have as much money as you want to have, or you have, and you can have the most, all this material things. That still don't take the place. Are you parenting in your household or not? And when you see kids like this, act like this on the streets, it automatically tells us the reflection of the household. Damn, what you think you doing right? Your kid just told us out here the way they was acting, you ain't doing something right. It's a reflection of their household. Point blank, period.
I don't like it. I don't. Those kids at that school, they need to be punished. I even tried parent conferences last year before I transferred them out. I tried parent conferences. I tried everything. Okay? Do y'all hear me? I tried everything. It's from the fight. Like, which one is it? Because I need to get on that page. I need to know every name. Motherfuckers for the pay for this shit. I'm scared mentally. Like, the way he walks to school, the way he walks to school or whatever, he don't want to walk the way no more. Because, he's afraid. He's afraid that those same kids are after him. I did not have strength because I had literally got out the hospital, sweetheart. You're not listening. You're not listening. I went from 130 pounds. I went from being sick for 5 weeks. I was sick for 5 weeks. This is the 6th week that I've been sick, okay?
And them kids knew that.
I did not have no strength. You're right. I did not have no strength. But I still tried my best to do what I had to do to push my son away from those kids. It's 3 against 20 kids. Who the f*** is you talking to? But I still tried my best to do what I had to do to push my son away from those kids. It's 3 against 20 kids. Who the f*** is you talking to? And I ain't even, matter of fact, it's 2 against 15 kids. Me and my son. Now, mind y'all, my daughter dances. My daughter is only in 1st grade. What the f*** she gonna do? My daughter stood there crying, wondering what happened, what is going on. Y'all don't think that on her mentally either. Seeing her mother and her brother getting hurt. I knew once I went live, you was going to try to say some foul ass shit.
Wow.
Accountability, saying the students involved
Now,
should be expected.
let's talk about the news, what the news said about this right here. Unbelievable. See how these kids was following this woman and all that. They was way up here and these kids was still following them all the way. And, like I said, the community pulled up, and they pulled up good. They came to the school, the community backed the people. Shout out to the community. Shout out to the community. Because they came out and showed up for this lady because they wanted the school to do something. This woman had been begging the school to do something for over 2 years, and they sat back and did nothing until it got to the point where she was in the hospital. That's what she was trying to avoid for 2 years. And the community came out. So listen to the news report of them talking about how the people came out.
We want your help. We want your
5 weeks, I was sick. 5 weeks, 5 weeks, 5 weeks, I was sick. For 5 weeks, this is the 6th week that I've been talking to.
Okay.
And I ain't even, matter of fact, it's 2 against 15 kids. Me and my son. Now, mind y'all, my daughter dances. My daughter is only in 1st grade. What the f*** she gonna do?
And here come the news report, family.
To say some foul ass shit.
Accountability, saying the students involved should be expelled. We want to warn you that we are going to show you some of that disturbing video, and you may understand why so many people are upset. Chicago police escorted 33-year-old Karshonda Hatter into Orville T. Bright Public School Tuesday morning for a meeting with officials. A sea of supporters gathered around her, chanting. The Chicago mom is the focus of this video, seen millions of times on social media. She and her children were attacked by multiple other children Monday afternoon as they were walking home. WGN is not showing the full video as it may be too disturbing to watch. But here's what we will show you. You can see Hatter and her children walking as a group of elementary students followed and yelled at them. Next, you see the kids crowd around Hatter and her children, and that's when two of them started to punch them. Hatter was eventually thrown to the ground and jumped, as was her son.
They were literally waiting the way we walk home just to jump all of us.
So now we waiting.
Just to jump all of us. So I asked my kids to come to the next side of the street.
And this is her talking at this here press conference that you see right here. Well, this is her in the middle. That's the kid's father. If it's not the father, he stepped in like a father, and they call him her partner. So, but this is her talking at the press conference. The community came out, showed up in support of her, and they are calling for these kids to be suspended and for the parents to be held accountable and for the school to be held accountable as well. Okay? So this is what the news report is talking about.
So they wouldn't get jumped. So we kept walking. They followed us all the way there. And then they still fought us. They fought my son. They hit my son first, all in his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair.
Hatter and her 9-year-old son were taken to Trinity Hospital in serious condition after the attack. According to her, this isn't the first time her child has been bullied, and she's hoping this will be the last.
I'm trying to get justice for my son.
Absolutely.
And you deserve it.
And she's not the only parent fighting for her child. Those who stood outside the school say students have been terrorizing the community. This has been an ongoing thing in this community, and the parents don't take accountability for nothing their kids do. If my kids was out here being messy, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna let it be known.
Now,
and again,
go ahead.
Back out here live, dozens of parents and community members showing up as early as 7 a.m. when we got out here. Hatter and her family are still in that meeting as we speak, talking to administrators regarding the incident. We do know CPS is investigating this, and we're...
Okay, so now, a mess. So let me let y'all hear the father. He was in the car, sitting in the car with his homeboy, after he heard about his kids got jumped and, you know, his partner got jumped. So there is a man in her life that's helping her with her kids, and he's right there. Okay, so he was sitting in the car with his homeboy, and this is what they said about the attack that happened on his family. Okay, he wasn't feeling it, but this is what him and his partner was saying inside of the car.
Where the daddy at? Where the daddy at? At work. She picked them kids up from school. I did not know none of this shit going on, man. You can't sleep. You can't sleep. How's your mental, brother? Just calm down. Just calm down. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Head to the school. Get the parents involved. You come in peace? You come in peace? I'm gonna come in peace. It's gonna be hard.
I swear, if I see one of the kids, man, it's gonna make me want to do something. I'm gonna be okay, man. I ain't gonna do nothing. I got your word on that. I got your word. Got my word, man. What they call it over there? What they call it over there? I don't mess with nobody like that. Okay, I'm talking like as far as the area. What neighborhood is that? Rouse is a film. No, I'm talking what neighborhood. What they call it out there? Like what neighborhood? The Trumbull Park. Yeah, okay, yeah, I did find it. So we're gonna try to get y'all out of Trumbull Park. When I say I'm glad this brother definitely calm now, and it took a lot to calm him down, but I understand his pain, but he had time to think about it. And we can't think about the time being. I know a lot of people talk about if it was my kids, my kids, my kids. I understand that. But at the time being, yeah. But now is a time that you can think, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in jail. I understand you would do this for your kid, but at the end of the day, this will overcome. These little dirty kids, too.
He said they little dirty kids. That's what the daddy said.
Huh? Be the little dirty kids bullying on them. He said be the little dirty kids that be bullying on them. Man, because he got new shoes, the hair be twisted up. Do you want me to say something about what we talked about the mama? Or leave it alone? Yeah, leave that alone, man. Alright. We're gonna see what's gonna go down tomorrow, though. If nothing gonna happen, I'm taking over. For everybody to come out, listen, they want us to act the ass. That's what they want us to do. I talked to the father already. I said, they watching you. You gotta be here. They watching us. They want you to. They want us to act the ass, y'all. They want us to destroy. I understand y'all keep on talking about them kids. Listen, that's why our kids don't feel love now. Because we say that.
So, as y'all see, the father, he said at the beginning he didn't even know a lot of this was going on. I guess the mother thought like, okay, as long as I walked him to school and stuff like that, I'm going to let him keep working and we not really going to bother him about it because I'm going to just keep going up to the school and making sure that the school listen to me and we'll get something done. Well, that was the wrong move, okay? Because she should have been letting the father know a lot of this stuff that was going on. That's what a man is around the household for, okay? We have to tell the man what the hell is going on with his kids so he would know, because he is the protector. You are too, but it'll get to the point where you can't protect like a man can, like a daddy can, like an uncle can, like a grandfather can, okay? Sometimes women, we have to know when to let the man take over and handle certain situations so you and the kids don't wind up deleted trying to handle something that's really could be a man's job only or a jointly job with the both of you. Okay? But as we see, the kids did have, and they do have, her kids, a man in their life. And they're being raised right and correctly. You can see how that boy, that young son of hers, protected his mother by shielding her. And she was trying to do the same for him. But you can hear, as the father's in the car with the homeboy, that the father was deeply hurt. And, you heard him saying, if I see one of them kids, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But his friend is talking to him, and he said he calmed down, and he has. And they were both on the news, and I'll let y'all hear that clip as well, what they said on the news together. But first, let's hear what all of this was going down. And you heard what the father said. This is little Stoney, okay, that was dragging the mother, windmilling on the mother, putting feet, hands, everything on this disabled woman who has sickle cell. Oh, she's the leader of the pack. But her family, her mother, her guardian, or whoever the hell they are, had her come on to a social media live and have her made her do an apology that you could tell the apology was fake as hell, because this little girl had little smirk marks and everything and smiling and then trying to fake cry. It was just all over the place. And the mama was too, or the guardian, or whoever she is. The ladies that were sitting around her the same way. Like we said, the rotten apple don't fall far from the rotten tree. Now let's hear this here. But they took this down, but everybody still got it. Now listen to the apology they trying to make this girl say.
For everything that I did, and I was just being a follower, following everybody who don't even got nothing that I got.
Now, she started off lying. She said she was being a follower when actually she's the leader. Little Stoney is the leader of the rest of the children of the corn. Okay? Check it out.
And I apologize for everything because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. And I feel bad. Because I gotta go through so much. I wish I would never did what I did.
Do you have anything to say?
Now, she said, I wish I hadn't did what I did. First of all, do anybody see anything wrong with this here apology video? That I'm not playing the video, but I'm showing still shots, but y'all listening to what the parents made the little girl say on social media, okay? But they have since snatched the video down because they got a lot of flack and heat about it, okay? Because didn't nobody really believe this stuff here. But she said that, you know, she's sorry what she done or anything like that. But do anybody see anything wrong with this here video? First of all, family, this is what I see wrong with this video, and which shows you that it's raising a child that you could see a problem already inside of this video. When it first clicked on, I said automatically, yes, the parenting is lacking with this child. Because first of all, she had on the same mess outfit, school clothes. She had on the same clothes that she whooped that woman in and tried to do an apology in it. The next thing I saw, see, you can't be whooping me and then come do an apology video with the same clothes on. That ain't gonna do nothing but trigger me all over again. What the mother should have did is made this girl go in there and take a bath, comb her hair, put her on a nice little fit, and come on there with apologies. See, that's called good parenting versus what you see on this screen, bad parenting. Now, the second bad parenting that you see on this screen is you letting your child talk with you with a damn hoodie on. Oh no. Oh no. First of all, in a good parenting household, you are not supposed to be sitting down wearing no hats in my house. You're not going to be wearing no hoodies in my house, especially when we trying to conduct business. You still showing gangster vibes with a hoodie on. Then it was a lady sitting next to her that had a hoodie on as well. It shows you all the red flags of a bad parenting household or influencers that surround you. So those are the two things I saw. She ain't take her little stinking tail in there and take no bath or nothing. Nobody made her. Had on the same clothes she whooped that woman in. And then sit right down there with adults with a hoodie on. Nobody had a decency to tell her to take that hoodie off and comb your damn hair before we click on this here video. Anyway, let's listen to this apology.
I was a bit people think
Basically, you hear this long pause, family, because the girl really don't want to apologize, okay? They made this girl get up here and do that. So you hear all this long pause, and they taking up too much of our time. Then all of a sudden, the parent gonna start talking, and if this is not the parent, it's somebody, I guess, who the parent trusted to talk for them, or whatever. Or these are people that this girl here is being raised around, okay? Or who is raising this girl. Now, then they gonna just take over and start guiding this here apology. She don't want to really say nothing, family. So then you gonna see this woman here on the left is gonna start stepping in to talk for her and guide her through this so-called fake apology.
Everybody's been sharing it. The public outcry is definitely there, and we're all on the same accord that it was. We want. I think more so than anything, we want everybody to understand that this is a child. All of them children that was in that video was children. Some of them, not all of them.
And another thing, you hear that little child in the background. It furthermore tells me that these women here cannot handle their household. Bad parenting. That child should have been able to sit down, close their mouth while y'all are conducting business. Or over to the babysitter house while y'all conduct business.
They have families, but this baby here, she has a family that cares, that loves her, that has held her accountable. She understands what is going on, and I don't expect her to speak. We do not expect her to speak as we are going to speak because she's a child. What grade are you in, Mama?
8th.
She's in 8th grade. What grades do you get?
A's and B's, and I was homecoming queen. I'm the captain of the cheerleading team.
We cares nothing about homecoming queen, captain of the cheerleader team. We seen this girl here is captain of this here elementary gang. It's an elementary gang. That's what it was. She is the leader and the head of an elementary gang. And if she is a captain, she's captain of an elementary gang. And if she's captain of cheerleader, I hope they snatch that away from her until she get right.
And I know I'm a better person than what I was yesterday. And I can make a difference.
And you will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Okay. So whoever left and whatever that's about, I want y'all to know that this baby, as well as all the other babies that's in that video, are very much our future. So if we laughing at them, we laughing at ourselves. So we want to make sure that we check that.
No, ma'am. You're not finna play in our face like that. Talking about if we laughing at this, then we laughing at ourselves. We're not laughing at her. We laughing at this whole situation. We are deeply concerned. Okay? And you're not finna play in our face and act like you got more concern than we do. Because obviously, y'all can't do y'all job right. Because she obviously don't respect adults. And it don't look like she respect y'all either. Sitting up there with a hoodie on, talking. You ain't got no hoodie on your head. You got your head laid, fried, dyed to the side, and all hanging down with human hair, or is it synthetic? But what I am saying is just like you got up there without no hoodie on, that's the way that girl should have been. So it don't look like you're parenting or guardian or concerned friend like you say you is. Because there's another lady sitting on the side of her with a hoodie on as well. So don't come up here playing in our face.
Present, and that those people that are not on the ground, those people that are scared of our young kids, that we get out here and we touch them, that we let them know that we here, that we got something to say, that we care about them, that they have more resources than they know, and that we are available to them.
And know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise all these kids. This is not just one person's fight. This all, and I want you to know, Kamara, this is not all on you. You taking your responsibility of the role that you played in this.
Ma'am, this is not the village fight, okay? It's the village fight now because you let it get out of hand, okay? And we are trying to bring our communities together in a positive way. See, we have to leave backyard Barbies like you and this here little girl behind if y'all don't get it right. Because you're trying to make it like it's our fault. It takes a village. No, it takes parenting, and then the village will be behind you. It takes good parenting, and then the village will be behind you. Somewhat like we are all doing for the mother who is parenting right on the other end that this child jumped. See, we get behind, the village get behind good deed, not bad deed. But it starts at the home, ma'am. Don't try to put that off on us. Stop playing in our face, too. Look here. It takes you, or it takes a parent and a guardian to do their job inside of the household. And then you get back up from the community. But if you doing bad parenting inside your household, don't expect us to come running when your child do something trifling. Or when you do something trifling. No. It don't go like that. And I'm giving you that old school knowledge.
And she knows the role that she played in this. And I want y'all to know that this is not the kid that she is, nor will she let the internet turn her into a kid that y'all gonna try to say she is.
No. Talking about we not gonna let the internet turn her into the child y'all think she is. Man, what is you talking about? Is y'all smoking on that good over there? Because we didn't turn her into nothing. She turned herself into it. We saw her behavior. We didn't turn that into nothing. She did it. She showed us what she do. She showed us how little Stoney's act. She showed us that. Don't try to flip it and trip it. Talking about we trying to make her into the bad guy. We simply saw it for ourselves. The girl dragged a sickly woman with sickle cell, a disabled woman, across the grass and was wailing on her. man putting feet on her.
So whatever needs to happen will happen. And I think we had a pretty honest conversation today, right? And you understand, like, it's okay to be smart. You're smart. You get A's and B's. You're the captain of the cheerleading team. You're his homecoming queen. You don't have to be bad just because you think it's cool. You don't have to do what other people do. Right? You don't have to be bad just because you think it's cool. You don't have to do what other people do. Right? This don't define you. You are wrong. But this is not your end all be all. You can come back from this. And you will come back from this. You will come back from this. And everybody, like, give these parents and these kids, let's give the kids a little grace. Let's get to the bottom of this. This is an issue in our community.
Man, we're going to need you to shut up about this. Let's give the kids praise. This is an issue in our community. No. It's an issue in your household. If every parent throughout this United States take accountability for their own trifling household or good household, it will be so much better. You got to acknowledge first that you're failing in your household. Stop blaming the community that you is failing in your household. Like, stop blaming the community and start blaming your household, because you supervise your household. We don't supervise your household. We only see what your household do on the outside. That's a reflection of the household and you. Point blank, period. People love to say that, hey, when their kid is in some trifling mess, it takes a village. No, it takes you. It takes a community to raise a child. No, it does not. It takes you. The community ain't paying your light, water, gas, rent, and all that, and your car note and all that. That's you. But if you thriving, surviving, and doing positive, and you need help from the community, hey, we right there. You can see how the community is doing for the other lady. They said that other lady the community done put money together and got this lady a whole nother house. Done moved clean out of that area just that quick. The community helped her do that. So the community do come together. But we ain't coming together with you with this trifling mess here you got sitting on side of you. No. And the only way this child here is going to get help, I think, is if CPS step in. All them kids that did this to this woman and her son, CPS is going to have to step in and watch these parents and this family and other families that did their child that did this. CPS needs to step in for at least 5 years so that these kids can get back on track, on a positive track. Look at the looks on this girl.
But let's not dog these kids. These are kids. And let's make sure that we explain to these kids why it's wrong. A lot of these kids are each other influences. And it's so easy to say, oh, they being raised wrong. No, sometimes kids are being raised right. This child, she being raised right. She's being raised correctly. Peer pressure is something we all...
Ma'am, she is not being raised correctly. She had a disregard for a grown-up. Regardless if that grown-up was sick or not, she had a disregard for that woman. So it's not her fault. It's the parenting fault that let it got this far. That lady simply who got jumped told the world that she had been trying to talk to the parents of these kids about them bullying her and her child. So don't get up here and act like you don't know what the hell is going on. Because if we know what's going on, you know what's going on. That lady clearly had a police report. And she told everybody that she had been trying to talk to y'all trifling ass for about 2 years now. And this girl is still off the chain. Matter of fact, the whole neighborhood, some of the elderly in the neighborhood said that this girl here is a beast in them streets. So this ain't the first time that these people have known about this here girl and the rest of the badass children of the corn. They been know. They just don't want to do nothing about it. They think it's cute. Only reason why they saying something now is because the video went viral. If this video hadn't have went viral, old Stony here, little Stony, would have been in school the next day jumping on people. CPS need to get involved quick, fast, and in the head.
Purpose is something we all experienced it, so we're not gonna try to somehow take ourselves out of the equation. And also, we can start an initiative. I think we're gonna work with Kamara to start maybe a bullying campaign or something to raise more awareness to let everybody know that this is serious.
Man, we don't need you and Kamara, little AKA little Stony. We don't need y'all to try to come up with no bullying campaign and no bullying program. No. The community across the United States got all that. You see how we getting on y'all right now? We know how to stop that. Yes, let the school word about the bully program and all that stuff. You need to try to come up with a program called parenting, because obviously this girl ain't getting it. Start that program first, and then let us know when it starts.
She know it's serious, and that it's not okay. So yeah, and we definitely have some bullying, anti-bullying, even anti-peer pressure. It's all the same. It's all one and the same. So it's Chicago. It's a big city, and we all we got. But let's get rid of this. You also know you make your own decisions.
Child, please. Let me tell y'all something. They talking about she make her own decision. For one thing, we understand about this here apology video. We know what was going on. The heat got too hot, okay? Every community in the United States was letting loose on everybody who did this to this here woman. And the parents too. Okay? They was on them. Now, we understand about the apology video, but the thing is, it still don't take the fact that it's some parenting, good parenting, that's missing in this child here life and them other kids who were jumping on this woman's life. It's some parenting missing in all their lives. Don't know what's going on with their parents or what's going on, but it's something going on with the parenting. And we talking about on the mother's side and the father side. Because we seen a father step up for the kids that got jumped on. We ain't seen a father yet step up for now one of these 15, 20 bad kids that was jumping this lady and her son. So we gonna need to hold them men there too accountable. That's the first step to accountability. And y'all still need to be held liable legally, for real, to the fullest extent of the law. The kids too. Them kids need to be in juvie. My opinion. Until they get themselves right. United States, all communities in the United States is tired of bullies. And they guardians too. And they parents too. We tired of y'all. Get your kids in order, people. You know if you got a bully at home. You know if you got a hard-headed child at home. And you need to do something about it. It's 2025. We are demanding for these bullies and their parents to get jail time, big fines, or either juvie and counseling. For all these bullies and their parents. We tired of it. A lot of these bullies stem from household neglect. Everybody talking about, oh, she live in a castle. I don't care what she live in. She's lacking parenting. The hoodie that she got on right there says it for itself. Don't give a damn how much money you got. This girl jumped, windmill, and dragged a grown woman and her son. And they need to be held accountable so that their future will be successful. Because if don't nobody hold them accountable in that household, they're going to become criminals in our community. Because what they did to that woman and her son is a crime. They just too young to get arrested. But they do need to be in juvie and get counseling while they're in there. That's my opinion. And them victims need counseling as well. The mother and her kids. Because this will affect that 9-year-old little boy for a long time, and that 6-year-old little girl for a long time, and the mother for a long time, because she was helpless in defending her own kids. That got to be the most hurtful feeling and painful feeling for a mother to have. So they all gonna need counseling, including the dirty children of the corn. Yeah. We really cares nothing about what you're talking about. Now, listen to how these kids were acting. And it's just the expression on her face. You could tell was a disregard and that she was made to do this. You know? And this woman over here was talking and saying, oh, I ain't got no kids. And she got a hoodie or a hat or something on her head. People, that's disrespectful in the household. You know, see, I'm old school. And I'm giving y'all old school knowledge. When you in the house and you conducting business and it's something like this going on and you want somebody to accept an apology that is supposed to be sincere, everybody needs to kind of pull off these hats and hoodies and stuff. Come on now. And y'all females. That's disrespectful to have on inside of a house. Most people pull their hat off when they enter people's house. Or they pull down their hoodie when they enter people's house. We got to do better. Now listen at these kids. While they was following this mother home and jumping on this mother and all that stuff like that. And please tell me, who is the one in this rabbit foot boa and it's hot pink? That lets me furthermore know that it's a parent of hers somewhere that is parent neglect. She is neglecting her parent duties. It's no way this young girl should have came out there with her grandmama rabbit foot bootleg boa on. Now, why did y'all let this girl take grandma's boa out the house, knowing that's grandma's church boa? Now, this girl out here being a bully with pink rabbit foot grandma boa on and his bootleg. Then had the nerve to have on green shoes. We got to do better. Dressed just like a little grandma. Bullying. And she kicked this woman. Kicked her hard too. We're going to have to do better. That's poor parenting right there on the screen as you look at this bootleg rabbit foot grandma boa. We got to do better. People, don't let y'all kids go out here looking like that. Why? Why? Unbelievable. And she had the biggest mouth. Look at her cheesing. She helped jump on this woman. But let me let y'all hear how they was talking. Yeah. This is them. All hyped up. See how they acting? Look at this. This is unbelievable. You talking about fight. So you can hear how they was acting. This is every day, all day. How they act. And the neighborhood said these same 15 to 20 kids really terrorizes the neighborhood. And they said that their parents know this. But most of their parents is most likely on that toxic street candy and don't give a hoot about these kids. And it's obvious this girl, her parent, don't give a hoot, or her guardian, to let her walk out that door with this bootleg hot pink boa on with rabbit foots at the end. What? Looking like a grown grandma. They was wailing on this lady. Yes. And as you would see, here with the hot pink boa on, you see her foot up in the air? Yeah, y'all see that. Kicking that lady. They all needs to be held accountable. The school needs to be held accountable. It couldn't have been me. My opinion, I would have to sue the school because I have proof that I've been up there for over 2 years and they ignored my cry. I would have to sue the parents for my hospital bills, all that good stuff. And I would demand that CPS steps in and help these kids because obviously their household can't do it. I don't care what kind of occupation, job, or whatever whoever got. It's obvious you don't have enough time to do proper parenting. They had this lady on the ground. This is her. I know y'all really can't see it, but this is her on the ground. And they just wailing on her. Wailing on her and her son. Just doing an end. This boy right here with the yellow, doing her child in. Her child is on the ground. Just terrible. That's her basically trying to get up off the ground. Her son finally gets up off the ground after being jumped. Then she gets off the ground after being jumped. But you could tell she kind of discombobulated, like, because she been hit in the head and everything, and she already weak and, have a sickness. And they snatched her wig off and all that. Just terrible. And shout out to everyone in the Chicago community who came out in support of this family and showed up at their school and demanding change and demanding help for this mother. Shout out to the community. That's what I'm talking about. You could tell our community is coming together all across these United States. You could tell it. That if we need help, we coming. If you need us to come out, we coming. But we coming out for each other. For each other. Everybody else was trying to get us to come protest by some ice and all. Now we busy. But when it come to our Black American sisters and brothers and something like that, we coming out. And it showed this here week. Yeah. And she got a house, a new house, out of that area where her and her sons, well, her son and her daughter, can live in a better neighborhood and don't have to worry about this. Because obviously the school don't give a damn about them. That community didn't care. She been crying out for help for 2 whole years. Privately, may I add. We didn't know it until this video went viral. And I'm quite sure there's some more bullies out here throughout the United States. And that's why we asking all parents, handle your bullies. Because we are starting to ask for them to be put away in juvie somewhere, and we're starting to ask for the parents to be held accountable in jail, probation, or big healthy fines and get sued. We're tired of the bullies and their parents. Point blank, period. Child Protective Services need to visit these kids' home for at least 5 years straight, quick, fast, and in a hurry, because their demonic and trifling behavior is a direct reflection of what is going on inside of their household. Parents, check your kids. You know your child is a bully. You know your child is out of control. Handle them before the streets or prison handle them for you. Wow. Wow. Off the chain. Off the chain. Y'all see this? They were surrounding that mother. She was holding on. She's pleading to elementary school students to just let her and her son go. Now she wants to sit up here and cry after wailing on this lady. And then it was fake. It was fake. Oh, they did him in bad. You see a wig down there. They pulled off a wig, laying down there on the ground. They were still laughing, hooping, and hollering. Still wanted to jump the lady some more. And you see the little 6-year-old in the background seeing it all, just hollering and screaming. Because her brother and her mother is getting done up out there in them streets by elementary school students. What? Wow. Now, this is a post that she made, the mother that got jumped on, and this is what she had to say. She said, I am so drained and emotional. I had to watch my son get slammed to the ground while they were banging my son's head into the concrete. He was trying to get to me because I was getting jumped. He was terrified, and so was my daughter. And the little boy pulled my young baby's hair. She was hollering and crying. Y'all, do y'all know I was so hurt I couldn't get to my kids? I feel like I failed my kids, but also didn't want to put my hands on a minor. It's definitely a law, y'all. I'm sitting here crying. I can still hear the cries of my kids saying, Mommy, help me. I'm hurt. I'm scared. My kids did not want to go home. My mother had to come and get them. Yo, I am so hurt. And for all of you people on this app claiming I was scary and bogus for not helping my kids, how could I when they had me on the ground stomping me out? Then they involved my daughter. A 12-year-old boy pulled my 6-year-old daughter's hair. No, I'm not okay. I'm torn. Wow. This is a post from the badass little Stony. Mama, parent, guardian, whatever. And, whatever. But this is what she wrote. Okay? Let me say, first of all, I really don't want to read this. Let me say, family, as adults, I just feel like I know that we do posts and we abbreviate and we stuff like that. But in a case of like this, please spell y'all words out. And maybe she's not able to, maybe, she wasn't too savvy in school. I don't know. But what I can say is that grown people who call themselves get on the internet to check other people but can't even spell. What? It looks like instead of you taking the time to write this, you should have been trying to enroll in some type of phonics on spelling. But then you say your daughter is an AB student, but you not trying to sit down and make yourself a AB student or AB parent. That's why your child is the way she is right now. Your priorities all messed up. Anyway, she said this. Let me say this first. My daughter is a great kid. She's a AB student, captain of the cheerleader team, ahead of her class, and some more S. Oh, but she know how to spell that word, but didn't know how to spell let me say this. You see what I'm talking about the priorities, family? Do y'all see what I'm talking about the priorities? You can spell foul words out, but you can't spell L-E-T, then me. Let me. Anyway, said all good things from every teacher, all that abbreviations. We don't owe nobody an apology. BT. But that lady and her kids. So she said she don't owe nobody no apology but the lady and her kids. Okay? So all y'all grown MF looking for a viral moment, please shut up. Because kids gonna be kids, and it's kids out here that did way worse S. Let alone y'all, but when y'all was 12 and 13 years old, y'all used to be out here beating up crackheads and all. No, ma'am. When we was 12 and 13, we wasn't out here beating up crackheads. So, see, this didn't do nothing. She told on herself. So, this didn't do nothing but let us know that when she was 12 and 13 years old, she used to be out there beating up on crackheads. And that's exactly why now her daughter is beating up grown folks and other kids. She just simply told on herself. This is what she does. How many of y'all, family, that was 12 and 13 years old, running out the house every day beating up crackheads? We didn't do that. We didn't do that. So that's something she did. That's something she was around. And that's why now her child is doing the same thing. It's a recycling trend. Anyway, no, ma'am, we never did that. Anyway, that was you. Then she say, y'all don't know us at all. She was peer pressured. She was peer pressured. Ma'am, that girl threw the first lick. Stop it. Playing in our face. Act like we ain't see the tape or the video. And then it says, if you know my family, you know if we find a friend in a MF and we gonna stand behind them 100%, no matter what. But this is definitely a lesson learned. Where did that come from? If we find a friend, we stand behind them 100. So with that, so she just told us that because her daughter have friends that bully, that her daughter stands behind friends 100, just like they do. So it shows us that the mother and her friends go out here bullying people, and they don't see nothing wrong with it as long as they standing with each other 100 with doing dirt. That's basically what it's given, because that sentence shouldn't even been in there. What is you talking about, lady? Which furthermore shows us, did you even finish school? I'm just asking a question, because it's given stopped at an early age. But anyway, so they're gonna stand behind 100% no matter what. She was held accountable for her actions. When, ma'am? Y'all TB it stands 10 toes down behind her. I was never going. You know what, family? I'm old school. I don't know nothing about all these abbreviations and all that. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. Okay, but what she ain't finna do is make me feel like I don't have no education. Okay, and so I'm gonna try to read this the best I can. But for those of y'all who do know about these abbreviations, y'all fill them in. But I am not finna drop down to this here elementary school girl grown up level. Okay, so it's a grown up elementary level. Okay, damn. Anyway, I could tell that's never gonna go live, making y'all MF feel no type of way. Once again, we do not owe y'all an apology. We don't want your apology. Ma'am, we didn't even ask for you to come up there with that girl and do a video. See, this is what I'm talking about priorities are messed up, okay? Because first of all, we never asked the lady to do a video. Nobody in the public asked this lady to click on a video and do an apology. She only did that because the heat was hot. But didn't nobody ask her to do that. She did that for herself, then turned around and snatched it down because she knew we wasn't falling for the okie doke. So that's her. And anyway, she said, F y'all MFs. Know what's going on in real life and know my kids not raised like that at all. Feel how y'all want. F y'all. Child, that's why that girl where she is. That's why I said, see, stuff like this, right? Stuff like this needs to be sent over to CPS because it shows that the parent is not parenting. It shows that the parent has a problem themselves. It shows that the parent don't see nothing wrong with what that girl did. You see what I'm saying? So she played in our face with the apology video. But then when people wasn't feeling that video, she went back. The mother went back to her original personality, which is this right here. F y'all. We don't care nothing about y'all. We don't care. My daughter don't. We're going to stand behind our daughter 10 toes down. We don't care nothing about you. See, all that ratchet came out. But we knew it in the video. She thought she would be able to pull the okie doke and fool us. But they didn't. They couldn't fool us. So then she got mad. And take a village, y'all. No. It take you to handle your own household. Okay? But once she seen that didn't work, then she went off on the public. See, they made that apology for the public to come behind her, and the public wouldn't. And when the public wouldn't, because we standing behind the right ones. That's the woman and her kids who got jumped. So when she saw this didn't work, her apology video, then she wrote this to cuss everybody out. You didn't do nothing but show us who you really are. We knew it from jump. Okay? The girl behavior clearly showed it. Now, I'm going to end with this. This is the update that the woman who was jumped by these elementary gang and the father sat down yesterday and they talked about the matter. So this is what they said.
Hatter says she's still in physical pain after she and her son were brutally attacked with her young daughter just steps away. Her legs are bruised and it's hard for her to walk. But what hurts her the most is her children are still suffering.
My son is, he's very devastated. He'll wake up out of the middle of his sleep, screaming. He'll scream, "Mommy, are you there?"
Hatter says her 9-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter are traumatized after watching their mom get attacked by a group of kids. In this video, we've blurred the faces of those involved because they're all minors. We've stopped it after she was dragged to the ground because of how brutal it is. Her son was beaten, and she says one of the kids pulled her daughter's hair. Her daughter stood off to the side crying, watching her brother and mother get attacked.
I felt helpless because I was down on the ground, and he was down on the ground, and he's looking at me screaming like, "Mommy, please help me." I couldn't get up myself. I couldn't do nothing.
She's sick. She has sickle cell. So I guess they seen a little weakness on her.
They did see some weakness. But anyway, that's the father talking, okay, of the kids. And he said, she's sick. And them kids saw a weakness. So listen to what he said.
Kind of walking a little slow. They have no right to put their hands on an adult.
That's her partner, Devon Lee, who was at work when the attack happened. Hatter went on to tell me that her son has been bullied for the past 2 years at Orville T. Bright Elementary School because of the way she walks and talks. All of the results of her sickle cell disease. Hatter tried to talk to the school about the bullying, but she says they didn't do anything about it. Yesterday, a large group of parents came to the school to show their support for the mother and to put an end to bullying. The community immediately stepped in and moved her out of South Deering and into an undisclosed location.
So the community stepped up and put them into a house in an undisclosed location. It's still people out here trying to say that they know where it's at and trying to find it and put it up. For what? That's trifling too. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. But I just wanted y'all to hear that they have moved out of the neighborhood, allegedly, into a better neighborhood, and the community helped them get this place and get out of that place because, you know, they were still going to have trouble, not probably with the kids, but and probably so with the kids too, but the parents too, because we obviously seen how the parents act. A lot of those kids have mothers and aunties who come on social media, and they have been teasing the fact that their nephews and nieces and daughters jumped on this woman like it's some bragging rights in that. So that's why I said I do feel that CPS need to step in and save these kids from these here trifling ass parents. That's all I have to say about that, family. See y'all in the next go round. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage, and we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from your goals and success. Bye-bye.